Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to post a video on how I am keeping sane while trying to prep. So one thing that you can do is keep a grocery inventory to help you to see your progress of how much you have of each item so that you can get an idea of how much more you want to get. I did one of my freezer and my deep freezer. So one of my sons did that for me. And then this is just like all our soup and stuff, just so we could kind of keep track of what we had. Another idea you can do is make a list of the stores that you like to shop in and start jotting down prices. Like what I do is I take my cell phone in with me and I take photos while I'm in there, certain items, and I come home and then it ends up being this list that you see here. Don't worry about if it's blurry or anything because I'm gonna go over everything, but I mean everybody's stores are different, so it doesn't really matter. It's more so just you getting the concept. So for instance, if there's certain things I want to pick up at the store, maybe at the time it's not something that I want to pay for, I'll make sure I go back, and then once I pick up the item, I'll go ahead and check it off. Like I wanted to get the Dove 16 pack of bar soaps for $14.99, so there you go. Foreman Mills is not a couponing type of store, so I just took the deal for what it was and got it at Dollar General. You will see here it says just okay, not a fave. So for the Campbell's Kitchen Classics ham and bean soup, I put the price and the ounces. It wasn't something that I couldn't eat if I had to, but it's not something that I would just buy in abundance just on a normal day. So another thing, I just like to put it by store so I can kind of keep track. So like the Clover Valley fully cooked roast beef, the white turkey, so kind of like tuna fish but just with turkey. I think they also have a dark meat turkey as well. Over here for Price Right, so I put here comparable to Aldi, meaning not in price but in taste, because we don't like the Walmart ones, which are not that good to us, but we really like the Aldi ones, and for a while they had a problem keeping them in stock. I do use certain items from from Price Right. So for instance, the bird's eye, this is for the broccoli, the frozen broccoli. This is cheaper than Walmart, but they don't always have it. And then Walmart tends to be out of stock a lot. I do use coconut milk, so I did put down the different versions. They have it in a packet, like in a powder, and then of course just the regular like cream of coconut, things like that. The chicken broth, the turkey frankfurters, it was a 48-ounce pack for $3.99, so I bought a pack of those, just one, so that the boys could try them in case they like them, and then if so, then I'll go back and stock up on those. I haven't bought any plasticware, but I did write down that when they do have it, they have it 3 for $2 for a 24 pack, just so I can compare to other stores. It seemed like people was canceling Goya. I don't know. I can't keep up with the whole cancel this one, cancel that one. But I usually buy the Goya cooking wine. So I went on ahead and bought this Holland House cooking wine instead at one of my local stores. It was a few items that I jotted down. I was having a problem finding plain breadcrumbs. I kept finding Italian and panko, etc. And so when I found some there, I just jotted it down. I picked up some Asian season mixes. They were 10 for 10, which you would have seen me store in my pantry tour in a container inside of a storage bag. Also, they had a frozen bag of chopped collard greens, the 48 ounce, white pepper, because that's what I like to use. At another store, this is another local store in my area, but I don't shop there really, just because the prices to me are so expensive and overpriced. But of course, with any store, you can always look in their store ad and find deals. So I did jot down a few things, like the bigger cans, so like 114 ounces, 102 ounces, 110, 116, 102, just to price compare in case I see any of these items anywhere else. So like the Hanover brand and the Margaret Homes. And then I also jotted down the Scotch bonnet just because it's used in a lot of Caribbean cooking, just because it's something that I wouldn't buy on a regular basis. So I want to make sure, in case I decide to make certain meals, that if that's something that I see in the recipes that I would want to go ahead and get, and it would keep it on my mind to maybe look for it at another place in case I can find it cheaper. Just some other items at local stores that I jotted down. And then here you see for Aldi, I have here limit of 4 for the northern beans and the pinto. I typically buy my baking ingredients from Aldi's. So you see like the condensed milk, brown sugar, powdered sugar, shortening, those 33-ounce sparkling waters. My older son likes those. And then I just jotted down what their tea mixes were, like the amount you get and what the price is, just so I can compare. The Jiffy Muffin Mix, I don't actually buy that, but I mean, I'm not opposed to it. And I believe it's only a few cents different than Walmart, maybe like 2 cents, if that. Over here, a store that's not like a food store, but yet you can find certain items. So that's why another tip is to check all different stores to see if they do have the slightest, food section or cleaning supply section that you can benefit from certain items that maybe you can't find at other stores, even if it might be a little bit pricier. I mean, of course, the goal is to find the cheapest deal, but even if you can find something that might be a little bit more than you normally pay, it's better to be able to get that from a random store than keep going back and forth to the stores that you normally shop at, and then the item is just always sold out. So like these singles to go, they're 89 cents for certain ones. So I know not to get these flavors from Dollar Tree. And then with these two, I know it doesn't matter because they're the same price either way. And then again, here's the peach cups that I found. Also, just making a list of non-essential items that you might want. So I just made mine into categories of household and paper products, pet care if you have one, personal care and beauty. And so yeah, so that's what I put for mine. So toilet paper, flushable wipes, baby wipes, paper towels, storage freezer bags, foil, crock pot liners, trash bags, light bulbs, batteries, lighters, flashlights, tools, candles, can opener, water filter if you use one, multi-purpose cleaners, bleach, carpet powder, Drano, because nobody wants to be stuck in here with pipes that's backed up and then it ain't nobody to call. And then SOS pads, especially because a lot of us is prepping beans, honey, so that could be a whole type of situation that we don't want to deal with. So I don't care whether it's the Drano, from Dollar Tree or the actual Drano brand, get you something to keep your pipes and situations together. And then some SOS pads, some disinfectant wipes and spray, laundry detergent, dry sheets, quarters if you're someone who uses laundromats in your apartment building, or if you like to go to a laundromat to wash like bigger items like comforters, things like that, dishwasher pods, dish soaps, and hand soaps. If you have pets, making sure you have the food that they eat, their flea medicines. We use a dental additive that we add to our pets' waters, for oral care, and then whatever their litter is, things like that. And then for personal and beauty, body wash or bar soap, maybe both, feminine items, so tampons, liners, summer's eve wash, or pads, whatever you use, your reusable, I can't even think what they're called right now, but you ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Those like Diva Cup type things. Yeah. Like if that's something that you use, which at this point, might not be a bad idea for all of us to buy like one or two of those just to keep, handy. I mean, you just never know. And then deodorant, lotion, Vaseline, which of course can be used for so many different things. Hand sanitizer, shampoo, and conditioner. On my list, I have aloe vera juice and apple cider vinegar because these are things that I use on my hair. I use this as a moisturizer and this as a clarifier. Band-aids, Q-tips, cotton rounds, razors, peroxide, alcohol, gauze, tape to secure it, Neosporin, hydrocortisone cream, witch hazel, which I use to put on my face after I clean it and before moisturizing, some Aleve, cough drops, cold meds, allergy, Tylenol, vitamins, and or supplements, a spare thermometer and mask for yourself. Also, keeping track of meals that your family likes to eat. Of course, we're prepping for what ifs, but temporarily, for like the rest of this month and maybe October, we know for the most part we still can cook the same type of meals that we've normally been cooking. So this list kind of evolved from this old list that I found, which is why it has like oil stains and everything. Like, we keeping it real up in this house, okay? So this is an old list that I had of just writing down stuff that I came across when I was like cleaning up my room, of just meals that I've made for my kids. I like to keep track of what I make that they actually like, even if it's something that I don't eat. So over here is just a list of meals we like that we can make now, as well as that we can phase into if things were to get, a little tough. So curry, fish and rice, jambalaya, red beans, sausage and rice, chicken and rice casserole with broccoli and cheese, Mexican rice, fried rice, spaghetti and meat sauce with smoked sausage, chicken spaghetti, baked mac and cheese, penne pasta with pesto and some type of protein, salmon pasta, chicken noodle or beef vegetable soup, tuna casserole, chicken lo mein, and to make it more affordable, you could just use some linguine noodles, spaghetti with garlic and butter sauce with a protein. So, your traditional spaghetti sauce, or a butter sauce, a garlic and butter sauce, something simple. Shepherd's pie. I know a lot of people were canning butter, so if you're somebody that does that, or you just have to happen to have a large supply of butter like in your deep freezer, then that would be a simple meal you could do with just some garlic. Shepherd's pie, which I make for my boys. I don't eat it, but I make it for them. Salisbury steak with potatoes, something like this. We might not have potatoes on hand, so maybe if we made this in the next month or so, we could use actual fresh potatoes. But if the situation got to a whole nother level, then we could always substitute this with our, potato flakes, as well as with the shepherd's pie, as long as we had meat, either canned or, from canning it ourselves, or canned meat, or from meat in our deep freezer if we're in a situation where we still have electricity and food stocked up in freezers. um uh a crock pot, chicken and dumplings, with biscuits, chili, sloppy joe, hot dogs and beans, hot dogs and croissants, a beef and broccoli over rice, but using ground beef to make it a more affordable red meat, quesadillas, jerk chicken, baked or fried chicken, pork chops or fish, breakfast for dinner, that's always a hit with everyone, and meatball subs. The only thing I think I have over here that I didn't add was the pizza boat. And the pizza boat is just taking like a sub type of roll and just opening it up, spreading it with like marinara sauce or a pizza sauce, sprinkling it with like cheese and pepperoni or whatever toppings you like, and just like putting it under the broiler or something fun that you can make with your kids, like maybe on a Friday night. And so, to keep track of what I'm doing with these meals right here, what I did was I just made this like quick little list for myself of like what I'm buying, with the things that I'm prepping, so that I know that I have a purpose for them if we get to a point where, okay, we're tired of eating the same things, but this is the type of item that you would want to stock up on. Most of us are stocking up on pastas and rice and canned vegetables, canned meat, and canned fruit. So just writing down what ways we can use them, and what ways we could prepare them, given the fact of whether we're cooking on the stove, we're putting it in the oven, things like that. So with the pasta, marinara sauce, Alfredo, pesto, a butter garlic sauce, Asian inspired, cheese, stock and broth, or cream of whatever soup, and then a rosé, just combining the marinara and Alfredo. I mean, like a rose sauce. I don't know why I said rosé, but marinara and Alfredo. Now over here, because I have casserole, one pot, and baked and soup. So of course, you're just making your spaghetti in a pot, or your salmon pasta. You bake your macaroni and cheese. Your casserole could be utilizing your spaghetti pasta with to make like a chicken spaghetti, or it could be a baked ziti, anything like that. Your soup would be, utilizing your stock and using like maybe some elbow pasta. In your casserole, you tend to use cream of whatever soups, or sometimes chicken broth, sometimes cheese. So that was how I looked at it. For rice, same thing, cooking it on the stove like jambalaya. So, more of a Creole type of thing, a stir fry. So you're Asian, or as a side dish, with some gravy and a meat. Um, cream of whatever soup. It could be, you know, your casserole as far as your chicken, broccoli, and rice casseroles. You can make some soup, and instead of using noodles in your soup, you can use rice, like chicken and rice soup, something like that. And then in the crock pot, same thing. Any of those different things you can make. You can make it more of a Mexican rice, which would work as a side, maybe with your quesadillas. Your canned vegetables. So you know you might make like a put it in your stir fry if you don't have fresh or frozen or anything like that. What else? You know, your casseroles, your chili. So you might have like canned beans or something like that to use as well, like your kidney beans in a can, stuff like that. Your soups, in case you might not have as many frozen vegetables, and maybe you already had a supply of canned vegetables. I'm sorry, guys. I sound distracted because I am, because my laptop is right here and I have notifications that are going off. I apologize. I know y'all like, girl, can you get your thought together? I'm good though. I'm good. So yeah, but this was just the idea of how I did it. Also canned meat. So like I said, main entree. So again, if you have rice with gravy, you might use, you know, the canned meat, like where I showed you on Dollar General on this list, the fully cooked roast beef. You might take that, since it's in a gravy already, and put it with rice, and then that'll be your main entree. You know, you might have a casserole, so your tuna noodle casserole, so that's tuna, you know, tuna fish. You might have tuna fish sandwiches. You might do tuna on crackers. Any of the different canned meats, you know, that you like. If you eat Spam, or if you eat Vienna sausages, whatever you like to eat, you know, just look at it as, how am I going to make it into a meal? You know, whether it's going to be lunch or dinner. If you have canned diced ham, like I have that, you could put it in your mac and cheese if you wanted to make that on the stove versus baking it. If you wanted to put it in your scrambled eggs, if you have eggs, or to make your powdered eggs taste better, whatever your case may be. I don't buy a whole bunch of canned fruit, but of course you could eat it as a snack. You could mix it in oatmeal. If you had like some canned peaches or something, you could put it in smoothies or protein shakes. You could do it as dessert, you know, with a pre-made pie shell, or make your own and just throw some peaches in it, or some canned apples, different things like that. My son likes to put fruit in his protein shakes. Usually he uses the frozen fruit, but if you have the protein shakes like he has, where you can just drop, it's like a pre-measured pod, I guess, for lack of better words, and you can throw it in, and the outside it dissolves. And that way, if you were out of electricity, maybe you had some, I don't know, some you just wanted to use water, you could go ahead and just shake it up in your blender bottle, and then that would be a way for you to you know, also just add some extra flavor, maybe using some of the juice from the fruit, and then just eating the fruit. Another thing you can do is keep track of how many meals, like how many days you guys are eating off of a meal. So you can, you know, if you know you're buying like ground beef or something. Sorry, these right here were not meant to be in anybody's video. It was just stuff from a long time ago, me just jotting stuff down really fast. But you'll see right here, from the little bit you can see, it says ground beef. It says ×2 because I had 2 at the time, and then it shows you that I use half of the ground beef to make beef and broccoli with rice, and then it says I used the other half to do hamburgers, right? It says that I had 2 things of pork chops. It tells you I had salmon, you know, 2 things of salmon. So the 24th I had 2, and then by the 28th I had 1. And basically by doing that, if you come over here, you'll see here we had the salmon, the first pack, and then down here we had salmon pasta on the 28th. So basically, you know, just utilizing everything. So we start off grocery shopping day, we had leftovers because we had to be somewhere that day, and then here we had beef and broccoli and rice. But then the next day we defrosted the other half of the hamburger meat that we froze, and then we did that with fries. So yes, 2 days of ground beef. But did it seem like it? No, because it was 2 totally different flavor profiles. You know, this was our Americanized meal, where this was our, you know, take on an Asian inspired meal. Here we did fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, and string beans. Here you see it says leftovers. And then because we typically eat these specific sides with certain meals, then I went on ahead and told them, well, why don't you go ahead and take the pork chops out? So then we used the leftover mashed potatoes, corn, and string beans from the fried chicken, and we did that. Now, we don't typically fry stuff a whole lot, but those are the things that we do every now and then. And so you'll see we had hot dogs and biscuits. You'll also see here that with the shrimp fried rice, because I make so much, on my list where I had Asian, that was what that was, and we had that with spring rolls. Then we had it with salmon that I marinated. Then the boys had it with Gorton's beer battered fish that I get in the big bags from Walmart. So then you see we had issues with our fridge, and we had to throw all the rest of it in the trash. So after that, it was kind of like downhill, and it was really annoying. And then our microwave stopped working, so that was why I was kind of supplementing things. It was like really jacking up my budget, for lack of better words, because I had food that I couldn't utilize and eat because I had no way to properly reheat it. So then I had to start figuring other things out, and we were eating a lot of sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly and hot dogs, and it was just really annoying. But we made it through. It is what it is. I mean, my refrigerator still isn't the best, but it's a work in progress. And then you'll see here, we can see that, okay, from the last time we had this, we ate it again here, and that we had it that next day. We had chicken leg quarters with roasted mini potatoes. Here was a yo-yo day, so you're on your own. Figure out what you want to eat for lunch or dinner, and then you can just do leftovers because I'm not cooking nothing. So somebody finished spaghetti from one day, the rest of the beef and broccoli, and the rest of the chicken leg quarters. We did salmon burgers with rice. So that day we did the salmon burgers as like the main thing, but not with bread like we did with the turkey burgers over here, where we did eat these on bread, and we did it with tater tots. So that's kind of how like I was doing stuff before I kind of got thrown off and I wasn't able to cook. These Mexicali chicken patties, they were good. We got those at Aldi, and I just did those for my sons with sweet potatoes, like baked sweet potatoes, because that's something they like. I don't eat baked sweet potatoes, but it's whatever. We had leftovers, some blueberry muffins. So you would notice I had blueberry muffin mix in my pantry tour video. We had stir fry here with dumplings, and we had spring rolls. We had some pie for dessert that day. That was because that was my son's 17th birthday. So we just had a simple little meal. So that's why I went to the store specifically the day before, and they just had rotisserie chicken sandwiches and chips and fruit cups and like some carrots and ranch, because I had to actually take him to school that day for a commitment. So yeah, that was kind of like how we've been keeping track of everything. So don't stress yourself out too much. Just keep track of what you're doing, and just remember that even though right now you feel all discombobulated, like you feel like this list right here, that's a whole hot mess, which is why it's not in the video for you to see it. So don't even try to read it. It's not for you to read. It's just to give you the overview. That's a mess, and this is what you will feel like, not a mess, when you go ahead and start checking things off. And as you see on there, the little bit I will show you, the things that I circle was things that I want to get more of, but I have some of, and the other things are things I checked off because I have started to get some. So that's another way to keep yourself from feeling stressed out. If you start checking things off and say, okay, at this point, no, I don't have a year's worth or 6 months worth, but I do have a decent amount, where now I can start focusing on some other items that I can go ahead and start buying, then you won't feel so overwhelmed. And then just keep a check of like, okay, today I got this, today I got that. These are the other things that I want. Here are the meals. Another tip is using the Walmart grocery app, because then you can price compare while you're in the store and say, okay, let me type in this item that I see at this one store and see if it's cheaper at Walmart. And if it is, cool, great, add it to the cart, even if you're not going to do a pickup, because then that'll also help you to remember the stuff that you want to buy, even if it's regular everyday stuff like milk, eggs, bread, and cheese that you just want to buy for the week. If you put it in your cart, then it'll help you to remember. It's like a running list of what you want. And then when you go to the store, you can just go ahead, pull up the app, and you can look at it. So, also figuring out recipes. Think about, Googling recipes based off specific ingredients or things that your family likes. So that way you can also have a better idea of what things you want to buy as far as you're prepping. So that will help you to go ahead and put together your list of other items that you're going to want to buy. So that way you're not buying stuff and then you have nowhere to eat it, which is how the lists evolve. You know, just keep making lists of what you buying and put it together, make it make sense, make it make sense for your family, make it taste like something, make sure you stock up on your spices, all that good stuff. And then before you know it, you'll be like, wow, I'm making some type of progress. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I'm sorry for the parts that were blurry, but like I said, everything wasn't for you guys to actually look at. It was more so just for you to hear the point of why I did it. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this. And also comment down below, let me know, how would you guys feel about maybe doing a live where we can all just kind of, you know, shoot out questions to each other, discuss, you know, like couponing deals and our journey for prepping, the things that stressing us out, the family members who think we crazy, or the people who are, you know, getting on board, you know, what issues you're running into in the areas you live in, what items are still on limits or shortages or overpriced, just, you know, just all that kind of stuff. Anything and everything that you guys would want to talk about. So let me know down below if you would like to, you know, do something like that. And maybe we can do a live, I don't know, maybe Sunday night or something. So until next time, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy prepping. And I thank you so much for watching. Oh, and let me go ahead and shout out Asia Sierra, because she is who notifications were coming up while I was filming this video, and that's why I kept looking. So shout out to her. How you doing, girl? We gonna get this prepping journey together, one day at a time. And to all the rest of you guys who returning, I really truly do thank you for watching and all your support and my life full of hope. I thank you for shouting me out on your video. And until next time, be blessed, guys. Bye.